Hello, my lovelies. Happy Saturday. I'd like to share a story about a past life that I recall in depth because certain things have just surfaced in my life, and because of the shifts in energies, this seems to be very apt to what's occurring around me and possibly some of you as well. This isn't the only past life that I recall, but it's the one that I remember from start to finish. A lot of people have been discussing the subject of past lives and saying, well, what use are they? We shouldn't dwell on them, and they're in the past and they shouldn't have any influence on our now. But there are certain aspects of past lives that do have an influence on us now, in the positive as well as in the negative. And this is one that's very positive around me. So I recall being on the American continent before the white man came, before there were horses, because the Spanish conquistadors were the ones that introduced horses to the American continent. So this must have been thousands of years ago, the lifetime I recall. And I was a young girl, a child, in a village that was in a beautiful valley, exquisitely beautiful, wooded valley, a very, very wide river. And in the distance were mountains, which were also forested. And we didn't have a name for our people, not like their names now, or have been in the past few hundred years. We were just the people who lived in the valley. So there was fish in the river, and there were animals to hunt. And as a child, a little girl, I grew up learning about how to use the herbs and the plants and the berries and various other things as medicine. So my family were experts in how to use nature's gifts around them, and they passed on this knowledge to me. I was very, very keen and eager and loved to learn. And the boy that I grew up with, his family did a similar thing. They were medicine people. They helped those who were sick or ill, both in body and spirit, and they were honoured for the role that they played. And so we grew up together, learning from each other, learning how to use the plants and the medicines and the bark from the trees and various other components of Mother Nature. And when the men would go out hunting, and of course there not being any horses, they had to carry everything. And they would be gone for a week or more to go and hunt for something, and they would transport it back on forms like a stretcher. So I married the boy that I grew up with, and I distinctly remember the ceremony where I was dressed in a fringed outfit, and we honoured Great Spirit, the earth and Grandfather Sky. So when these boys went out hunting, we would supply them with a medicine bag, and it was made from animal skin, and in the medicine bag were herbs, poultices, anything that they might need if they became injured or sick or needed some sort of medicine to restore them to health before they returned home. And there was another little bag made from animal skin which contained a flint, some charcoal, some animal fur, and other little components for them to be able to start a fire to keep them warm in the night time. So these drawings here are of my husband and myself during that lifetime. There's quite a few years in between these drawings, as the man was drawn in 2014 and the woman was drawn only last year. But they seem to fit together really nicely. And I didn't realise for a very long time who the man was. I just thought he was a spirit guide who'd come through onto the page. So until I moved 16 years ago down here to the south coast of England by the sea, I couldn't draw. I couldn't paint. Mostly it looked like stick people. So these are my sort of first efforts at spirit drawing. So I just got out of the way and allowed the faces to show up on the page. So they're not the best of depictions, but hopefully we'll see an energy in them that shows what I'm trying to relate here. We had no children of our own, but there were many, many children in the village, and they came to us many times and played and learned and grew. And we lived a very, very long life together as husband and wife. And when it came to our time to part, to return to Great Spirit, it was just a few minutes between us. We died in each other's arms. And as he made his last breath, I followed very, very shortly afterwards. So I feel the energy of these people who are a part of me being stirred, that memory being activated and brought back into my now, because they exist in the now, I exist in the now. There is no past, there is no future, and we are all one. So if you're finding you have reminiscences of past life existences, maybe sit with it and allow whatever wishes to come through to make itself known to you. So there we are. Thank you for watching. Lots of love. Bye for now.